All right, what is going on, Haunt Nation? I am your host, Ant, and again, I am alone. Um, through no fault of TW's. Basically, went to Circle of Screams, had a miserable fucking time. Met a couple people over there. We discussed haunts, discussed going to good haunts. They'd never heard of Reaper's Revenge, 7 minutes down the road. They were like, "Hey, you gonna go?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go." It was definitely not in the plans. It was a last minute thing, and Reaper's Revenge happened. So Reaper's Revenge is in the Scranton, Pennsylvania area. It's on like farmland. They have a very big parking lot, parking attendants. Parking does cost money, $3 cash. So please bring cash because you're not going to be able to park otherwise. I don't know how they manage that if you don't have money. Anyhow, park, walk up the hill. There is a security checkpoint. They will check you for knives, guns, bombs, all in all. Actually saw someone with a knife, and they didn't try to confiscate it or anything, so that was all cool. But they were like, "All right, you can come pick it up from us here later, or pick it up, at the gift shop concession stand after." And he's like, "All right, well, you want my name?" They're like, "No, we just put them on the side." And he was like, "No, fuck that. This is a nice knife. This is a good knife." He's like, "It's an expensive knife." So he went and put it back in his car. No harm, no foul. So just so you know, leave your shit in your car. Because it doesn't even sound like they secure your property for you. It just sounds like if somebody goes, "Hey, I left my knife." if you guys want a new fucking free knife, I mean, at the end of the day, you could always just go to the security area, or you go to the gift shop and tell them that, "Yeah, I left my knife with security," and they'll probably pull out a bin of fucking knives, and you can take your pick which one you think is the coolest. That's how it seems. Anyway. Reaper's Revenge, big haunt. I've been going since probably their first or second year. Not because I'm a fan, just because I love haunts, and it just happens to be relatively in the area of where I live. So I'm not going to say it's convenient. It's still about an hour drive away from me, but it's an hour drive. It's not 3, 5, 6, 10. So convenient. They have a hayride. They have dark carnival, woods walk kind of thing. They have this new thing, not new, I think this may be the second or third year, called the Delirium, which is like a clown house kind of thing. They have this thing called Pitch Black, and they have Sector 13. New for next year, when I finish the hayride, they have a big traditional looking haunted house that they are building. I mean, the whole big fucking thing, facade and everything, and I was just like, what the shit is this? I am excited. It looks like I'm going back next year, even though sometimes you want to skip years. It looks like I'm going back next year because they brought us out in the front of it. They let us look at the facade. We got to take a look at it. Really nice. And again, us as in the whole group that was on the wagon, not just me. We do not go telling people that we do reviews, that we're press or anything like that. We go to the ticket booth, buy tickets online with our own money. We don't ask for special privilege, press pass. We don't announce who we are. So it is what it is. We want to give you the best review we can based on what you're going to have as an experience. So on scene, they do online tickets. On scene, they do cash only. There are a couple of ATM machines. One of them was out, one of them was working. Take the cash, go up to the ticket booth. On Sundays, they have discounted tickets for, I think their regular price ticket is $69. If you use the online, it's plus fee. If not, it's $69 at the ticket booth. There's like a $20 ticket for $20 coupon for Sundays, but you have to bring the printed coupon. Brings the price down to $49, which is still expensive, but it's a lot better than $70, right? Did not have a coupon, but there was a gentleman there who I believe worked at the haunt, asked if we had coupons, and actually gave us coupons. So fucking win-win, right? Got the coupons, $49. Into the haunt we go. Hayride is where you start. It's not like a scream park. You can access the area where they have food and like all their concessions. There's a big fire pit. There's a stage where they allegedly may have bands playing, but I've never seen a band playing screens and music. You can access all of that right away. but you cannot go through the haunt in any other direction but Hayride first. So it's very linear. So the Hayride line tends to be really long. It wasn't long; it was a pretty short line. They had some kind of a technical issue because we were in our pens waiting, and we were there for a long time, and nobody was emptied out onto a hayride. So there was some kind of technical issue. They finally fixed it. They cleared it up. Everyone started going through the haunt. When I tell you that this place never ceases to amaze me, I mean, innovative. Their hayride. So their hayride is scene to scene. They really don't have any scare actors in between, but they do have a lot of animatronics in between scenes. There is a lot of things to look at. None of their scenes are indoor. You're not going into a shed and being shuttered in. Everything's outdoor. Everything uses the outdoor environment. Even scenes that they've had previously in previous years, they have revamped this year. I was surprised. I can think of at least a couple of scenes that were completely revamped. A couple scenes that use like, you know, movie monsters that you might want to see. Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. Underwhelming. The most underwhelming of all, which was kind of disappointing for me, was the Michael Myers scene. It just completely underwhelming. I could think of a way personally, right off the top of my head, based on what I saw there, that they could make it better instantly. But other than that, fantastic. A couple of the scenes that they've had forever that they actually revamped and changed up, completely great. Another scene that I'm not a big fan of, that I'm not going to tell you about these scenes. I heard someone discussing one of the things online, telling, oh, you got to see this, you know, I can't wait for you to see that. And I'm like, why would you ruin it? Like, why would you ruin it? Because now they know, they're looking for this, they're looking forward to this thing, and you just took half the fun out of it, in my opinion. You know, wasn't my group, so I didn't care. But anyway, Hayride, complete blast. A lot of stuff changed, a lot of new revamped things, you know, just expertly done. Probably the best hayride I've been on. I'd say the best in the country, but there's half the country that I haven't been on, so, you know. But probably the best hayride I've been on, hands down, at all. Go into the you know, the Twisted Carnival area. Twisted Carnival's fantastic. Just so much really cool stuff to see and look at. Plenty of actors. All the actors are appropriately costumed. Great makeup. Into their job. Just works really well. Out of the Twisted Carnival into the delirium area. The delirium area, I was underwhelmed the last time I went. So it was either a year or two ago. I really have to try to watch out for the time, because we are time limited. I don't remember which one it is. Facebook or YouTube limits us to 20 minutes. If I have 20 minutes and 2 seconds, it won't post a fucking video. Really sucks balls. So I try to keep these short, which is, again, why we've been talking about doing a podcast. So I have limited time, so what do? I waste time lighting a cigar and taking a few puffs, and then talking about it. Anyway, really impressed with the delirium area. They must have torn it down and rebuilt it back up again. It's a 3D clowns and stuff, and it really is very, very trippy, like acid trippy. Lots of painted walls, painted murals on the walls, floors. You know, everything is really, really, really cool. I miss those kinds of things. I miss those kinds of painted, 3D painted, you know, with people wearing the layered 3D makeup and everything. I miss them. I love the traditional stuff like that. I think they're some of the best scares, some of the coolest environments, and they just did it so fucking well. They redid it. They made it better. Last time I was there, I was like, this thing is fucking pointless. But 1, 2, 3 years later, completely evolved and made better. Definitely worthwhile. So Hayride, fantastic, probably the best I've ever been on. Delirium, so cool. The haunted dark carnival, just really great. You know, really great area. That area hasn't changed that much. I think they might have a couple little extra things in there, but not much changes. Out of there, into, like I said, that's going to spill you out to where that new house is. That new house looks fantastic on the outside, aesthetically pleasing. Have high hopes for it on the inside. Again, it may take a couple years to get up to speed, but who knows? Hopefully not. Hopefully they go in, they crush it, and then they keep improving it. That brings us to the next section, which is the pitch black. Pitch black is pitch black. They've done several different things over the years. They had one year where they stopped you and there was like an elevator and the big screen where you're watching the elevator fall and the whole thing shakes, which is pretty cool. They're not doing the elevator thing anymore. It's still there. You walk through it, see the screen, but, you know, they're not doing the whole thing anymore. And then the whole thing, pitch black, is they're basically taking away your eyesight. And then they're overloading your other senses. There's all sorts of noises and sounds and music and banging and just white noise going on. All of the walls are textured in some way. Some of them are bumps and wet and whatever, and it's just overwhelming some senses, stripping other senses. If you're claustrophobic, you're going to be fucked. You're constantly bumping into other people because a lot of people are having trouble finding their way. They do have actors in there which will pop out every once in a while, hit you with a light, direct you so that people don't get too lost in there. But just another great, one of the best blackout area, again, that I've ever been in. Just done better than everyone else, sorry to say. End off the night with Sector 13, which is a giant prison type structure, you know, post-apocalyptic wasteland, humanity's morphing into stuff, or aliens, or humanity's morphing into monsters, you know, and they sort you in there, treat you like a prisoner, and then you go through the experience. And it's very sci-fi, prison oriented. Just another really cool thing. They probably have some of the best costuming in the whole haunt in that part. You know, prosthetics and, you know, good makeup, prosthetics, and, you know, different like limb appendages and stuff. It's just, that's the place where the makeup really comes through, really shines. I don't know if they're going to maybe shut that down when they open the new house, or they're going to keep the whole thing going. We'll see next year. So one of the more pricey haunts, $69. They charge for parking, which I don't agree with, but it is what it is. Porta potties, ATMs, cash only at the booth. You can buy tickets online. And expect to spend a few hours there. Expect to spend like, you know, 2-3 hours there. Even if there are no lines, it's going to take a while to go through. They do have a VIP skip the line option. But again, you're only skipping the line for the Hayride. Which, really, I mean, I spent a couple hours online for the Hayride before. So you could be saving yourself time, you know. Make a night of it. That's all I can tell you. Make a night of it. Enjoy yourself. Their t-shirt area, underwhelming. Concessions, they had a couple things. Pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, and whatever. It was just, they didn't have enough food. It was very crowded, and it was only at the end. So people, you know, people are going after they've been through this whole thing. They're all starving. So could that have been done better? Yes. They have like a little snack area online for the Hayride, because they know that line gets long, so you can get like a hot chocolate or some candy or whatever. But other than that, there's nothing else through the park. It would be better to put maybe a food truck after the Hayride finishes, maybe a food truck or something, you know, in between Sector 13 and the Pitch Black. I don't know, little ideas, like different things like that would break it up so that everybody wasn't concentrating on the 2 areas for food that they have at the end. Because again, for me, just turned me off. I wanted to get something that I didn't want to get anything because I didn't want to wait on these lines, you know. So end of the day, we are going to rate, by me, the many me's that there are, am going to rate Reaper's Revenge for the 2023 season 9.0. Been the best haunt of the season so far. I can only hope something is better for me, because I fucking love haunts. But yeah, fucking 9.0. It was that good this year, and there was that much that was changed, renovated, redone, refinished. Just impressive work. Looking forward to the new house. I can't say any more. All the actors and actresses into their jobs. What more can you ask for? Lower prices. That's it. But again, discount Sunday, $50. You know, not the cheapest, but $50 for 3 hours of my life. I'm good with that. Anyway, I'm Ant. We are Haunt Nation. Like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook. I'll try to get more reminders that videos are going up. But until next time, see ya.